For the finest in vinyl siding, rain gutters, overhangs, storm and replacement windows, even patios and decks, trust in the experts at Ultimate Siding and Gutters. In addition to being licensed and insured, our technicians are also friendly and courteous, performing hassle-free service and installation at affordable rates. Plus, we provide free estimates for commercial and residential structures. Our entire staff will exceed your expectations. For the ultimate in siding, gutters, and much more, call Ultimate Siding and Gutters today.
It's no secret the real estate market can be a little tricky to figure out. In the Oklahoma City area, you need the experts at the Erhardt Group to guide you. We're one of the top-rated real estate teams in all of Oklahoma. We can help you buy, sell, and invest in real estate. And we've got a dedicated farm and ranch division too. The Erhardt Group, for all your Oklahoma real estate needs. And proud to be a sponsor of the Simtrax Racing broadcast.
We remain in Florida and arrive at Homestead Miami. Racing Revolution puts on a great show every week this season, which brings up another point about this season. 2 races left, and time is getting much, much smaller to squeeze in for the final shot. Last week at Daytona Roval, and lots of drivers were out changing some of the landscape and the track, and some were rearranging the tires along the wall. Grant Thorpe did a great job pushing for a third-place spot on the track, and Trevor Erhardt nailed a second-place finish, which was well-deserved. But make no mistake of the talent of the number 12 car at any road course. His expertise in shifting and throttle control off any of those turns really put on a clinic the entire race. That means Justice Murphy has finally locked himself into the playoffs, landing us here at Homestead Miami. First race won here at Homestead Miami was actually done by Dale Jarrett in 2005. Definitely a lot of racers have been winning here since then. Want to keep in mind some of those. 1.5 miles is what we've got here. We're kind of watching these guys commence under qualifying. And earlier this week, I had a little conversation with the man we're looking at here, the mountain man of Jeremy Burns in the Chevrolet. Looks like he's back in the Hollywood-themed schemed car, feeling pretty confident about tonight. Said his tire savings is going to be absolutely crucial here at Homestead. Let's take a look of what we've got here so far on the track and see what we've got lined up as we kind of watch these guys get through qualifying here. Homestead Miami is where we're at, 107 degrees on the track, and that's going to be a good one here so far. 134 laps. Keep in mind that stage break will be at lap 40. 6 sets of tires for lane and no fast repairs. As a big thing we see 110% of the time here at the Racing Revolution, there is absolutely no fast repairs. So the way you race is the way it's got to be, and there's no mistakes that can be made here, Stella.
No, that's for sure. And planning those pits is a good strategy when you don't have but the one stage caution.
Yeah, we'll definitely keep an eye out for that stage caution. I've raced this track before, and I would probably guess in my mind, this is what I would call a one tire, a right front tire fryer. This is an absolute bear of a track to get any solid times down here to remain fast. Right now, we're showing, Burns is sitting here in the 7th place position. During practice, he actually had a 2nd place finish there. Only one vehicle in front of him, but really, we're seeing if he can nail down a faster time here at this point. Seeing if he can get a little more speed around the track. Let's see if he's got anything for us here.
Well, top speed at this track for a qualifying lap is 29.816 seconds. That was done in that Ford EcoBoost. So these guys are a little off pace of that.
Yeah, definitely for sure. But they definitely run fixed setups here, so I'll give them a little break on that, letting them get away. Out there in the chat, you guys are blowing it up already. Sean Ladd, appreciate you showing up here first here. Awesome. Bowden, he says, I'm here, can't steer, so get used to it. But we'll see if Adam Bowden, how well you can do out there. But it's definitely something to get done. And Sonny out there, I see you. We're going to see how, like I said, we're going to see how Burns does. He already has one win on the season, locking him into the playoffs, which is really just, like I said, just absolutely tightening down, and the belt is just getting so much tighter. So we're going to go ahead and give a quick run through it. Rader, Erhardt, Gilbert, Loveland, Alex Berube, Justice Murphy, Jeremy Burns, and Parker Johnson. These guys are locked in here for playoff position. That opens up the floodgates here for a couple of other guys. That nails us for Grant Thorpe, Nick Alves, Kevin Orlando, and Brandon Richardson, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Right now, Richardson is on the cusp. Kenton is just outside of that, and Tay McDonald is behind Kenton. So a lot of close times here. Guys are trying to, scratching their head here, trying to figure out how to get a little extra speed here and get, some time put down. We're taking a look here at the number 21 of Trevor Erhardt. Good paint scheme by him, seeing that he's also sponsoring this race here tonight. Looking pretty good there so far.
Now, he's definitely locked in because of his wins, but anybody else that isn't locked in, if they win tonight, they can displace one of those that are taking 8, 9, and 10 through 12 on points.
Yes, it is definitely possible. I believe if John Fike, which right now, if I'm not mistaken, John Fike is sitting in that third position. If he comes out with a win here tonight, that bumps Brandon Richardson out. John Fike has enough competing wins here or participation to wedge himself in. And you want to talk about an upset. Michael Bennett still has an opportunity here. I don't know if this would be really Michael Bennett's strong point. I would lean more to Daytona, which will be next week. That's going to be really his time to shine, and he can't fumble that one. It's going to be really his time to make or break on there. Seeing right now, Michael Bennett is sitting down into the 15th position below Tay McDonald. He's 53 points outside of cutoff. So definitely,
that's a win it or pin it for next year.
Yeah, which is definitely going to be pretty tough here as we move right over. Qualifying has finished here, and that's going to get us ready here. I believe we're going to wait for our guys to get gridded up here, and they are. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at our starting grid for tonight. All right, Trevor Erhardt, James Loveland. Talk about Trevor coming out here in extreme fashion. Boom. First place. All right, James Loveland in the second. John Fike third with Justice Murphy in the fourth. On the inside of the third row, we'll start us with Caleb Gilbert and Tay McDonald. Ted Reckich starting seventh with Nick Alves. And on the fifth row inside, check that out, Robert Rader actually starting in the ninth position next to Jeremy Burns. Nice to see a good little rivalry start next to each other for 9 and 10. Logan Romney starting 11th with Brandon Richardson sitting 12th in points, 12th on the field starting tonight. Alex Berube moves into 13th spot here with Grant Thorpe. Michael Bennett starting 15th. David Buell into 16th. Oh, good to see him after a kind of a crummy showing there at Daytona Road. Hopefully he'll be able to turn this around here tonight. Kevin Orlando in the 27th, starting 17th. Jacob Sirkovich in the 18th. Adam Bowden, 19th. Steven Sommer, 20th. Parker Johnston, he is locked into the playoffs with that win there at Road America, sitting 21st. And Brandon Barrier here, check that out. Brand new driver here tonight, has worked his way into the Racing Revolution, and now they're going to give him his first Racing Revolution Wednesday night start here tonight in the 22nd position. Alex Kenton starting 23rd with Al Likens in the 24th. He's been on a bit of a hiatus lately, and I'm really glad to see that number 16 car back onto the track. Let's go ahead and take a look at our final there. Rowdy Richardson, Tony to be exact. Let's go ahead and see how he does, starting 25th. So 25 drivers starting here tonight. Excellent job by everybody locking and loading. And you see how they're all ready to go. I don't know about you, Stella, but I'm excited to see this one get underway.
I think it's awesome. I mean, this is the anniversary of NASCAR, if you think about it. On this date, back in 1947, NASCAR was created by Big Bill France Sr. Down there at the Streamline Hotel at Daytona. So, go NASCAR. This is February, this coming February. 15th of 1948 was the first NASCAR-sanctioned race held on the sand at the old Daytona Beach road course.
Alrighty, all right. Hey, man, and what a better way to spend it here than at SimTrax broadcast. I appreciate all you guys joining in so far. It shows right now I got 24 eyeballs watching us at this point. Go ahead and blow up that chat. Tell me what you think here tonight. Right now, I think our fan favorite here so far is going to be that number 21 car coming home with the win. Right now, that was a fast time out of that car, but Stella, like I said, there are a couple things here at Homestead that are really things people don't take into account a whole lot here.
What's that?
And what you want to keep in mind is the amount of tire wear on that right front. It's going to be the make or break for most of these racers out here tonight, whether they can handle it, whether it'll stick, whether they'll be able to get underway and stay in a solid position. But we're going to have to figure out, as Barney is up in the flag booth, if the turn exit's going to be a problem, and away we go. Green flag out here, ladies and gentlemen, and Robert Rader already sneaking around the outside of Ted Wreckage here, looking to see if he can find a little fresh air. And that is, Rader's not happy. Normally we see him 110% of the time out front. But talk about Jeremy Burns already as well, taking a look there toward the outside. Good job there by Jeremy Burns, already 3 wide here with Nick Alves. And it looks like Fike has moved from third into second. So a lot of shifting around here. Silver bullet of Caleb Gilbert still hanging in, moved up into the third position from fifth. So good slice and dicing here by the top 4. Still looks like double wide there between Justice Murphy and Ted Wreckage. Ted Wreckage, one of our part-time drivers here in that 00 car. Normally I think we see him in the black car, but he's in a white car tonight.
He's incognito.
Yeah. Hopefully we want to see that up, but we'll have to keep an eye here. Look like Caleb Gilbert having to back that turn way up on the exit here. And we'll see how this gets done here. Looks like we've also got Kynan Star out there in the chat. This track is overrated. Maybe. I think it would throw a wrench into the spokes of a lot of these drivers out here. Just so flat, not a whole lot of banking here, and it's definitely, it's a hard one to tame. The car wants to ride up, and definitely with these next-gen cars, they're sliding all over the track, definitely trying to keep down onto the track, and that's going to really be the hardest thing you're going to see here tonight.
Yeah, well, these turns are 18 to 20 degrees. The straightaways are only 3 degrees. So there's definitely a variable in there on the coming in and out of the turns.
Yeah, definitely for sure. And we're looking at, look how everybody's kind of single filing out here a little bit. Definitely starting to ride up the track. Ted Wreckage is not doing that. He's definitely staying there toward the bottom. But man, look at Jeremy Burns here taking that high line. The Mountain Man, I hope that's not why they call him the Mountain Man, because he's always on top of every single turn here. But it's interesting to see. I've seen actually riding so high will actually put more wear on the right rear of the car, which may may kind of play up a little bit and try to maybe separate some of that wear off the right front, taking that low line. But here's Jeremy Burns trying to take a peek underneath Brandon Richardson here. Little pile driving move, as you can see. Tay McDonald toward the top, looking pretty good here so far. And it's just it's an interesting to see. Just some of these drivers, just the separation starting to happen. Erhardt's still leading it, but boy, look at Tay McDonald take that shot toward the inside. Definitely, he had a run there and made it happen. Great job. Yeah, he held it there through that turn. Tay McDonald getting it done here. Let's see if that number 73, how he's looking out there so far. Definitely feeling pretty confident. Normally you see guys when they're nervous. That's why we like pulling up the webcam there. Oh, looked like a little shot there to Richardson. But that's kind of what you see, is you see these guys kind of back it off a little bit, or if he's jerking around that wheel a whole bunch. He seems very confident, calm, cool, and collected here into this race so far. I would say, Stella, normally first start of the race, that is definitely where you start seeing some guys panic. Everybody's close together. And if a mistake happens here, you don't want to end your race so early.
True. But these guys, I don't think they're in the panic stage. I mean, we're late into this second season, and most of these guys are, quote, seasoned.
Oh, yeah, definitely for sure. But we're taking a look at a couple of our drivers out here. Logan Romney, he seems to be doing pretty well. I know he had, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, second place finish at Iowa, right behind Robert Rader. And Rader, boy, he had a heck of a time trying to fight that one, if I'm not mistaken. I might be wrong. Why do I feel like I'm wrong? Oh, boy. All right. Out there in the chat, it looks like Chuck Fletcher. All right, fellow chatters, let's hit the thumbs up button for Simtrax. Hey, man, I love the way you think. Hit that thumbs up, like, and subscribe, guys. Not going anywhere here. But we are watching a battle for the lead. John Fike and Trevor Erhardt here for the lead. Fike's got the line toward the top, but Trevor Erhardt's been hanging down toward the bottom. He seems to have it held in. But just the rotation on the way out is looking pretty good here. Trevor Erhardt battles, keeps in front of him, crossover, and Fike is now on the bottom. So now battling back and forth. This is good. I like seeing this. A little battle for the lead, only less than 10 laps into this one. Making this one happen.
Yeah, that was a nail biter there. I thought somebody had clipped somebody's bumper, but thank God we're not at Atlanta.
Yeah, definitely a gutsy move here. Atlanta, and you're relating to Atlanta with a little bit of that netcode area, huh?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
we definitely
yeah.
saw a little bit of that last night. If you guys tuned in to Coast, it was nothing but netcode. Well, I would say it got better with the update, but it wasn't as bad as here at the Racing Revolution. It was pretty bad. These guys, I mean, no fault of their own. We see here from the outside, these guys racing within inches, if not feet, between each one of these, each one of these cars. And then when NASCAR takes it and says, okay, well, now I'll let you battle 5 feet from hitting our zone of spinning you out. Definitely it trips these guys up. They race very, very tough here. As you can see, James Loveland looks like he's going to put a little work here on John Fike. John Fike now falling down to third, but trying to hold his own here, trying to get the run off of turn 4. And away he goes. Check out Wreckage. He's thinking about that 3 wide.
Oh, he's a sneak in between all the time.
Yeah, definitely for sure. Everybody gets a little nervous around Ted Wreckage. Ted Wreckage is a good racer. I think he just takes the chances. He sees an opportunity, he takes the chance. And I think some people don't expect it. And Loveland right there closes the gap on Wreckage. Wreckage having to check up just a little bit here. Definitely got very, very square on him here. Ted Wreckage trying to figure out if he can find a hole here in James Loveland's game and see if he can get around him. Taking a ride here along with with Ted Wreckage here in the 00. Boy, look at that good line here so far.
The fact that these guys hold their line. I've watched you do some of those dirt track racing. Not dirt track racing, but the dirt track racers. You put them in these cars and in the trucks, and oh my, we've got some trouble in the back. Was that Berube?
Possibly. I'm not showing anything at this point. No caution is out on the track.
Okay, there was just some fishtailing going on back there.
Yeah, definitely for sure. We know Berube. We've seen him fishtail before, but he seems to be pretty solid out there on the track each and every time. No trouble out of his car just yet. 19 Machine moving up here. He's down a position from where he started, sitting 14th at this point. Got a long way to go here. Oh, man, yeah, you definitely see the run. Right now, Michael Bennett's under a lot of pressure here by Alex Berube. Back there in the 19th, in the 19 Toyota, putting pressure on the 14 Chevrolet is what we're talking about here. Definitely taking a look, but talk about actually somebody back farther than I would have expected. Nick Alves. Nick Alves is actually down 7 positions here into 15th. I'm wondering if he's trying to, I would hope from here in the booth that he's just trying to do a little tire conservation here and kind of outlast these guys. Definitely going into the playoffs, a stage win does count as a point. So you want to continue charging your way forward. If I look here at the points, right now Rader is already going into the playoffs with 20 points, Trevor Erhardt with 10, and Justice Murphy, finally getting his win, already going in with 7 points. So it's getting pretty tight. Trevor Erhardt looking like he's going to try and put a little more, put another point on the board for a stage win.
Well, we're not there yet. We got to get past at least lap 35. After that, if nothing has happened at 40, they'll go ahead and throw the yellow.
Yeah, definitely for sure. Talking about yellow, let's look at Kevin Orlando here in the 27 Ford, the mellow yellow car.
Nice segue.
Yep, as he gets going around here. Looks like he's working on Grant Thorpe, who's back in the Tennessee 77 car. No Dollar General this time around. But it's interesting to see, actually, look at the lane here that Kevin Orlando's taken. He didn't really rotate up toward the top. He was plenty clear there with Grant Thorpe. But he's not rotating toward the top, and you want to use this turn to help dive you into the turn. Berube saying that's not the case. Whoa, man. As Berube gets a little loose. Coming out of the turn, and Berube loses another spot here. Alves up to 12th. So right now, Alves is on the move here so far. Tay McDonald still top shelf here with Logan Romney. Let's see how Jeremy Burns is doing. Up to 7th right now. And seems to be running everybody down, but remember what I was saying about this tire wear. John Fike has now dropped down to that 6th position now after we saw him battling for the lead. I don't know if tire wear is kind of coming into play at this point. But Trevor Erhardt's got to be feeling pretty comfortable with that 1.5 second lead at this point.
And it looks like he's getting caught up on really quick here. Who is in, is that, no, that's not Justice. He's in purple. Is that
Ooh.
Burns in that tiger striped car?
Yes, that would be Mr. Jeremy Burns there in the 9 Chevrolet. Yep.
Oh,
You remember
he
it was the Jurassic Park car back from the Hollywood theme.
okay. He fooled me. He's been in that red car for a while and everything, and
Yeah.
I kept looking.
Yep, that's him. That's Jeremy Burns right here. So
All
he's working his way up now to 6th. So we saw the drop back before, but no longer. He continues his charge up toward the front as we saw Raider and Murphy battling out there. But Murphy gets the best of him at this point. But Justice is going to see if he can continue his charge forward here and put a little more distance on the field. He's got to be feeling pretty comfortable at this point here, Justice Murphy is. You know, especially with a win last week, the stress is off at this point. He's not scrambling, oh no, I need a win. Oh man, I just barely squeak in via points. He's got to win, and he's now in charge. And if I'm not mistaken, if he was looking at the points, I think he was sitting, 10th or 9th or 10th place. Yeah, I think he's sitting about 9th place, and now it has slung him all the way into 6th and locked in for the points.
Right. Once he made that win, it really gave him a big bump.
Yeah, and definitely a bump. And just keep, and also keeping in mind that bump in the confidence here, just being able to keep his composure throughout the track. Jeremy Burns looks like he's trying to make up a little bit of time here on the track. Trying to, see if he can run down Robert Raider here. Raider also as well up 4 points so far on the track, seeing if any of these guys can start shuffling around. I want to talk actually a little bit about Parker Johnston here. Looks like he's not running the Delta car anymore. Looks like a little new paint scheme for him.
And we just had Fike and Berube go into the pits.
Yeah, I'm definitely keeping an eye on that. I see them coming down pit at this point. I know Berube, he's been down pits here for over a minute now. I don't know if he slid and clipped the wall. I'm not showing anything at this point. John Fike looks like a 4-tire pit stop for him. Back out, he's going to go. So we definitely got to keep an eye on Fike here. He may be trying to actually outpit him here, and this might be a good idea. I like the way he's thinking at this point. If you come down for tires now, after the fall off, maybe he's got a better chance. Right now, these guys, via time-wise, James Loveland, his fastest time was a 33.5. Right now is running a 34.9. So by almost a second and a half drop-off here.
Getting time.
Yeah, so it's definitely, we got to keep in mind what's happening here. What's getting ready to shuffle around, what's getting ready to happen. But right now, our biggest movers of the race, Grant Thorpe up 7 positions. And if I'm not mistaken, Parker Johnston is up 7 positions. So right now, these guys are moving. Fike and Caleb Gilbert are actually the biggest kind of downsides at this point. Oof. Looked like a little something happened there with Nick Alves. Nick Alves getting way loose here. Yeah,
he was saying earlier that coming out of 2 and coming out of 4, it's very, very loose. And that Mousecatools should be involved.
Yeah, well, he's definitely going to have to come back down pit and ask his crew chief to find his Mousecatools, because he's going to be in some deep trouble here in that 24 Chevrolet if he can't keep this thing under control here. As he's been sliding around the track for some time now, definitely trying to see what he can figure out to make work at this point. Yeah, seems to have it under control. I want to kind of keep an eye on him and on his car on the exit of this turn and see if he's learning something. Seeing with Fike with the new tires here, just walks around him.
Wow.
Oh, man. Boy, as we talk about that, guess who's coming down pit? Holy cow, who in the world is blinking behind him? Is that Logan Romney again? Yeah, I think Logan Romney's having some trouble out there on the track. He's blinking all over the track, and that is definitely a pucker factor for any driver or any fan when you're looking for your favorite guy and he's there and he's not.
Oh, yeah.
So that's why I take back to the front here. Erhardt definitely putting the moves on. Look at that gap he has here between him and Loveland at this point. Just so much farther. Let's take a look out the back window. There he is.
Nice 2.5 seconds for sure.
Yeah, no kidding. So definitely trying to see what they can do here. Daryl out there in the chat. Yeah, we're gonna see if Tay McDonald can get any more work done here. Definitely, Daryl, like to see you back out here on the track. Even though not here for the playoffs, man, definitely would love to see that number 8 get back on. But it's gonna be some time here. These guys are tough, and they definitely race hard each and every week.
I think it's funny. Sean Lattin came in and said Burns is running with the eye of the tiger. I think that might be Eye of the Lizard.
No, no, no. I know. I see what you're saying, but oh man. But you want to keep in mind here. Actually, Trevor Erhardt is leaving by almost over 2.5 seconds on the same set of tires. Right now, I've got everybody ninth back is down pit road. Is already pit at this point. Brandon Barrier being the one in ninth down pit at right now.
That's some nice tire conservation.
Yeah, watch. I was going to say, watch Erhardt. You see the slap shifter there, so he's definitely shifting down to enter pit road right as we speak. So
yeah, and that's fun getting down to 50 miles an hour, and on that short little entrance. But and the pit road is 1,900 feet long here at Homestead. So if you're up front, you got a long way to go at 50 miles an hour.
Oh yeah, definitely for sure. Whoa. Loveland went ahead and got out of the way here. Robert Rader now assumes the lead. Rader following along with Fike. Rader has yet to pit either. So we'll see how long that fuel window opens here. Does he stretch in another lap? He does. So he will continue, and Rader will finally get himself a lead lap here at Homestead. But don't know if it's going to be short-lived here. Definitely want to make sure we take a good look at all our drivers here tonight. Chuck Fletcher out there in the chat. Yeah, you like that look of all these guys here during the race. Whoa, man! You see Rader almost lose it. Holy cow. 53 Ford Sean Lattin. I'll tell you what, man. I bet you just had a heart attack. That was definitely a rough one there. Oh, man.
You think he hit a bump? I mean...
I don't know. That thing got loose and walked him around. He's going to go ahead and let Trevor Erhardt go around. Trevor's now on fresh tires back out as they get around here, but we'll see if this gets done. It is a fixed setup race. No open, yeah. Right now, I know Rob right now is thinking he had some tires. He is walking the dog on this thing. That thing is all over the track. Right now, Rader's losing some time. Fastest time was a 33.60. Last time, 35.61. It can't be much longer.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess it's a balancing act between, how long can you stay out versus how much time you're losing staying out.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's just trying to figure out how it's going here. But I do want to take a look here, Stella. How many guys right now are lapped down? Because Raiders
everybody from eight back.
Yeah, Raiders still hanging out here. Kevin Orlando's still on the lead lap. Rekich and Likens just called it, and they're down pit road right now. Rekich is in his box already. Let's see how long that one takes. I'll kind of keep an eye on that. And now Ted Rekich, it's going to be a 4-tire stop for him. And Raider, he said, that's it. I've had enough. That last time was looking pretty bad. Right now, Kevin Orlando will now take the lead. He's deciding to stay out there in front of Alex Kenton. I don't believe the 27 is going to share our webcam here tonight. I think he's got a few things going on. I've heard through the grapevine the number 27 here of actually Kevin Orlando is going to be looking into a new racing rig. So hands down, bud, I definitely wish you luck in that. I built mine, and it took me almost 2 weeks to do it.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I had to hammer my head off the floor trying to figure out how to build that thing. Came with missing parts and everything, but it works pretty good.
he should have a couple weeks off, if I remember the schedule. After next week?
Yes, you are correct. Next week, we're at Daytona for the Chapman Last Chance 200. And then we'll have 2 off weeks. That way everybody can enjoy their holidays. We'll be off the 28th and the 4th. And we will resume next year, January the 11th. But don't miss the Daytona run. That's going to be the big one. That's going to be really where if anybody's anybody and is looking for that last chance shot, that's the race to have it.
And your wife out there in the chat is in all capital letters reminding you that she helped you build that rig.
Yes, she did. Yes, she did. I think there were a few times we had to walk away from that, head to Lowe's, get a few more pieces of hardware. But right now, due to pit stop times, check this out. John Fike has got the lead, but Erhardt's hot on his tail at this point. Fike pit on lap 20, Erhardt on 27. So I think this might be a sitting duck situation here. Erhardt's going to be kind of walk around him here with that new fresh set of tires. They're a little more better than him. But if I'm not mistaken, Fike is one of the guys who pit much earlier.
Wait, he was, I think, one of the first ones down.
Yeah, actually, there was somebody before him, Caleb Gilbert in the 40, pit on lap 16.
Oh, How did we miss that?
Yeah, yeah, he had down Pitt, but it didn't say much about it. Everything A-OK. I wasn't sure if he had any sort of a problem. He may have gotten a little loose here. You see him battling off of 4 again. But we got a couple drivers that are
calling it for the night. Berube has chosen to take it to the garage.
Yeah, I think Berube may have had some trouble. Our new driver, Brandon Barrier here. If I'm not mistaken, boy, I think he got locked and loaded. I should be ready to go with him. So this will be actually his first race. See the concentration, racing gloves, love it. Looking pretty good there. So hopefully this goes well for him. Right now, that 24 machine is down a couple laps here. I don't know if pit stall time had anything to do with it. I think he may have sped down pit road. But through looking at his bio here, if I am not mistaken, like it's showing here, 25 years old. He's been iRacing here for about 8 or 9 months. So definitely he's learning the ropes here. It's definitely not easy here in the Racing Revolution League, where we really these guys really pump up the volume. They put on the pressure here, and there's no easy way around it. These guys push each and every week, regardless whether they practice a whole lot or not. Taking a look here at Grant Thorpe and Justice Murphy, but you see how close they're getting. No contact made, and away they go. And I think that's just the level of professionalism here, and just that next step. That's exactly what everybody looks for in a league. So if anybody out there is tuned in here to Simtrax Broadcasting and think about joining iRacing, this is the league. I would 110% recommend this league. Just because the mindset and the way people race here. I mean, don't get me wrong. They have they got a way. You've got to work your way into this, and they make sure they put on the best show for you each and every week.
I have no problem saying it. There is a culling process. You come, you run with them on Mondays. You see how they work. See if you can stack up, so to speak.
Hang with the big dogs.
Yeah, and if you can, then you're invited to Wednesday. Other than that, you can come and play on Mondays.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's definitely something. I know why I tumble around on Mondays occasionally when I'm not tied up broadcasting with C2C if they call me in, but definitely, I've tried with them on the trucks, and they're fast. I mean, they're fast even in the trucks. They were fast. They're fast on the trucks. Now I think I can hang slightly, but not as fast. You start talking about Trevor Erhardt. You look at Jeremy Burns. You get Justice Murphy out there. You get Raider. I mean, these guys are like bullets.
It's in their blood or in their fingers or in their electrons or something.
Figure it out. I try to blame it on too much force feedback.
Aha!
All right. Oh man, look at that. Terry out there. Trevor is rocking the official Erhardt Group Team bowling shirt. Oh man, I think you just want me to pull his camera up again. We'll do it. We'll do it. Let's take a look.
Because it's time for our stage caution, isn't it?
Yeah, just about. They're going to go ahead and complete lap 40, and then 10 cars get by, and we'll be under caution. We'll see if that gets us a wave around here for Alex Kenton. Hopefully he gets another one of his laps back. Definitely no lucky dogs here, seeing that no cautions really happen in the Racing Revolution League. So it is critical, even every pit stop. So stage winner here is Trevor Erhardt. Wow. Awesome job here by Trevor.
And that is a snazzy shirt.
Yeah, pretty good. All right. We'll keep our eye here on him at this point. Right now, Erhardt, Fike, Loveland, Alves, and Murphy. 1 through 5, Caleb Gilbert, Logan Romney, Ted Rekich, Jeremy Burns, and Grant Thorpe round out our top 10. Yeah, you want to talk about some wild stuff. Raider actually hanging out so long during that pit dropped him all the way down to 18th.
Oh, I was going to say, where did he go?
Yeah, way back here. So, yeah, very unusual. We've seen him battle up, but if I'm not mistaken here, Stella, I've heard you before saying that number 53, if he's within the top 12, he's got a chance to win.
Yes, I still stand by that. We've just seen it through the season so many times. It's quite. I think it's inspiring.
All righty, we're gonna go ahead and take a quick peek at this here. Let's see if I can get a. All righty, let's see if we can go ahead and take a look at our stage winner here. Definitely want to see if we can have a chat with him out there, and we'll keep keep an eye on this. I don't want to mess up. I know you guys tune in all the time and we want to hear from the drivers, but I want to be very, very careful because if I mess him up during his pit stop, I'm going to get an earful and it will last a lifetime. So we'll keep an eye here on the number 21 of Trevor Erhardt. See how he gets this pit stall done.
Looks like we only have 2 guys that stayed out.
Yes, at this point. They may actually ride it around just a little longer and see if they can squeeze a little something else out here. We'll see if we can find him here. Right now, Tire Slaying Racing is where Mr. Trevor Erhardt will be. All right, back out he goes immediately after pit. Let's see if, boy, look at the mashup there.
Yes, I know it's only 50 feet wide, guys, but behave yourselves.
All righty, let's see if we can have a chat here with Trevor here in the booth. Trevor, you got a copy of him here, bud?
Yeah, how's it going?
All right, man, definitely it's going, but man, 2.5 second lead on that stage win here, and your pit stall time worked out pretty well here. What's the key to being fast?
Throttle control. You got to drive like you have an egg underneath the throttle pedal. Car's super loose on corner exit, and you just got to keep the rear tires on it. For some reason, never really was a fan of Homestead before the next gen car, but since the next gen car came out, I have grown to love this track. I love a loose race car, so it just kind of fit my driving style really well tonight.
All right, I know I've driven it before, actually in an Xfinity car. I'm sure you have too, and it fries that tire off, and there's absolutely no holding it on the track. But Fike looked like he gave you a run there for a little bit. Were you nervous at all?
My plan was just to kind of take it easy. The first bit of the run there, let the tires kind of come up and see kind of what they were going to do, and had a really good run off the top and was like, hey, we're up here, let's make it a race. And so had a little bit of fun, just kind of want to see what the car would do around other guys. And I know Fike's going to be fast. Justice obviously is going to be fast. Caleb, I know, ran a lot of NIS when we were here a couple of weeks ago for that. My teammate Levelin was up there in second. So, I mean, there's a lot of fast guys back there that you just got to keep your eye on. But I'm going to worry about keeping my tires clean, keeping them underneath the car, and see what we can do.
All right, man. Well, if you keep that racing up that you've done here so far, I think another win might be in your pocket. Tying you up once again with Robert Rader definitely we'll keep in mind. Before you guys double stack here, I want to get a couple more things out of you. One, the bowling shirt. Talk to me about it.
All right, so it's an old bowling shirt, and it was from when I was still doing real estate full time, working with the family and all them. We all went to South Carolina to go to a team building event. And to go out and visit one of the software systems that we used, and so we all dressed up in bowling shirts. And I needed a shirt to go along with the car sponsor, so I pulled this out of the closet tonight, and we're repping the bright green Erhardt Group bowling T-shirt tonight.
Nice.
All right, man. Well, if that's the case, go ahead and give me your shout-outs here.
Yeah, shout out to you and Stella for the great broadcast. I'm sure it's going well. Shout out to all my family members that are back home watching right now. I know my mom and dad are. Obviously, they're sponsoring the race tonight. My grandparents in Houston, my nephew and my sister and them are watching down in Austin, and everybody in the league for making this a fun race.
All right, Trevor in the 21, man. Good luck tonight, and got a lot more race to go. Hopefully you win it.
Thank you.
All right, everybody, there's Trevor Erhardt in the 21. He seems to be getting it. It seems to be no problem, and he didn't have to relay too much information here, Stella, and that's what I like. He just can say, just be easy on the throttle. You know, it's not, oh man, I got to take it easy, or oh man, I've got some secret idea of what to do. Just be easy on the throttle, and that's how he's working around. To me, I would figure it'd be more steering, but guess shows you how much I know.
Well, maybe the next time you go to Daytona, you try the Erhardt method.
All righty, we'll see if this will be the last time that Barney throws his shoulder out here at Homestead. Green flag is out. Erhardt gets a great jump here, which may put Nick Alves into second, but Fike is going to have something to say about that. Right now, with Trevor Erhardt out in the lead, Alves and Fike at this point, holding side by side. Alves has got him at this point as they exit too. Alves is holding on a lot better than he was earlier here in the race. As they're getting separated, Fike closes the gap. Justice Murphy sees it happen, backs up just a little bit. But now with Justice Murphy backing up, James Loveland drops to the bottom. Fike holds the top. And now we're almost 3 wide. Justice Murphy's going to be in the middle. Definitely Justice Murphy checks up a little bit, dials in behind Fike, and decides against it. There are multiple lanes of driving here, Stella, but 3 wide would not be one of my first choices.
No, I don't think so. Unless it's Talladega, I don't think I'd go 3 wide anywhere.
Yeah, definitely for sure. No, Talladega. There we go. Caleb Gilbert goes a little nudge to that 12 machine. Seeing if he can get Justice's Chevrolet moving here a little bit faster. Logan Romney says his Chevrolet's feeling good. Toward the top he goes. Let's see if Jeremy Burns is waiting for the red mist. Because he's got to get something done. Him and Raider almost been side by side all night, kind of chasing each other at this point.
Ever since the start, they were side by side.
Yeah, no kidding. And we'll see if Jeremy Burns has got anything for us. There we go. Raider down toward the bottom, rotates up into Grant Thorpe. Looks like a little bit of payback for Dover. And then looks like the 53 of Robert Raider gets around Grant Thorpe here. So Jeremy Burns saw what happened, and he's going to try to follow along and really follow suit here and see if he can get squared up. But the battle heats up in front here with Justice Murphy and Ted Rekich now. Ted Rekich trying to get this inside line to move. Logan Romney said it'll help him with the little bit of draft behind and see if he can get it moving. Woo. Having Logan Romney a little blinking out there again. Maybe borrowing some of that internet from Nick Alves. Nick Alves fixed his. But we'll see. Ted Rekich on the bottom. Justice Murphy holding the top. Still back and forth as they come through 3 and 4 at this point. Stella definitely looks like Ted Rekich might have the line here, and he's going to roll his way on out of the turn and go ahead and conquer into the 5th position for Ted Rekich.
Yeah, I was just hoping with them coming in so close there that all lines would be held static on the turn.
Yeah, speaking of holding static here, right now Raiders trying to see if he can hold Jeremy Burns toward the bottom. Parker Johnston, no offense against him, but finally is woken up here, moving his way toward the front. He's up 11 positions, now in the 10th. Holding that top line in that 48 machine. And Jeremy Burns is sitting there holding his quarter panel. Jeremy Burns gets a little loose and is now going to dial behind the 45. Or the 48, excuse me. Yeah, the 48 of Parker Johnston gets away here, trying to see if he can get a little fresh air from around the front back end of Robert Raider. Raider staying top line, so was Jeremy Burns. Looks like Burns is going to pull away from Thorpe, and Thorpe is now falling down to 12th.
What a nice move. I mean, two places in a half a lap.
Yeah. So definitely want to talk about something here toward the front. Nick Alves is actually holding Trevor Erhardt to less than half a second here on that lead. So Erhardt definitely getting his work cut out for him here at this point. Not getting the lead he was before, but the more Alves and Fike duke it out here in the front, the more the more Erhardt's going to have a chance to pull away.
Yeah, because Fike just left there Nick Alves like he was standing still.
Yeah, but right now Fike is back half a second off Erhardt. And now I'm wondering, fresh tires, everybody runs the same for those first 5 to 10 laps. And then after that, that's where Erhardt capitalizes. He saved his tires and around he goes. Nick Alves.
We have some tire savers out here.
Yeah, definitely, certainly. And we'll keep an eye out there who's actually doing better at this point. Ted Rekich, if this thing will go, he'll make it go even faster. And now Ted Rekich has broken into the top 3. Now seeing if he can keep Alves. But Alves holding him honest on the top. Got a fender on him. Justice Murphy taking a peek there around James Loveland. These guys have raced side by side before, so they know each other's boundaries. And they'll figure it out. But boy, look at Raider. Raider now in the 7th, and he's left Jeremy Burns behind. Burns is now down to 11th here. And it'll actually be chasing. But I know Jeremy Burns is kind of, like I said, he's told me how he's going to hold his tires out. And let's see how long that lasts. 53 hanging toward the top. Boy, look at that run. He's going to be on the top end here. Let's see if we can find someone a little taller here.
I'm sorry. I mean, that was a lead, follow, or get out of my way.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that's what you want to do. If you're Raiders' position, if Loveland's going to block you, I'm definitely going to push. I don't want to end up side by side into the turn here with Justice Murphy. So let's see if we can squeeze it. Justice Murphy may tuck on in and get out of the way. Or it's going to be even harder. But right now, holding that top line is Raider. And he seems to be doing a fantastic job with his angle at this point. Little draft there by the 0-2, and they're going to see if they're going to stack up one more time heading down the backstretch into 3. Raider crosses over and underneath. Guess if you have the tire life and the grip to do it, might as well get out of the situation. Raiders in the 5th. Moving up he goes. Do want to make a mention. Jeremy Burns looks like he's making a mark there on Parker. But we'll stay here on Raiders. He looks like he's trying to get Loveland behind him again. Loveland now trying the high side that the 53 was before, but it's not working so far. 53 now starting to fall off, and Raider may have to reconsider. That top line was working just way too well. Yeah, part-time drivers here. Logan Romney here in the 11. Hopefully we'll see a lot more of that 11 out here. He's definitely a tough driver, and these guys like competing with him. So hopefully Logan stays out here in the 11 machine. He's sitting 7th right now. He's going to get a little help here by Caleb Gilbert and the Silver Bullet right behind him here, and see if he can get anything going. But we heard Stella, actually, they're saying before, is kind of what they're looking at, via on this track is Caleb Gilbert is one of the faster guys. I would say yes, but back here in that 8th place, he's already starting to get that separation. I mean, he's already 2.5 seconds off Erhardt, so he may have to think about pitting. There's going to be a pit stop that's going to change the fact of where everybody goes. But I do want to kind of point out, did you see Wreckage slide off a 4 there?
No, I was watching Caleb push Justice along.
Yeah, well, definitely. I was taking a look here at Ted Wreckage off of 4, slid in front of Nick Alves. Looked like Nick Alves had to lift because Ted Wreckage slid in front of him. Now Alves knows he may have the upper hand here, and he let Wreckage fry the tires off off his Toyota, and now Nick Alves Chevrolet is going to get underneath of him.
I'm going to ask a really weird question. How is it sometimes you say, oh, like Nick Alves is keeping Wreckage up high, or sometimes you'll say Wreckage is keeping Alves down low. How do you know who's keeping who where?
Who is commanding into the turn? Right now I see like Wreckage is rotating his way toward the top, but look how the 53 of Raider. So Raider right now with a commanding speed here, watch. He's now going to head down low, and he's going to do what? Push everybody up toward the top.
Wow.
Because he owns the bottom. Because right now, with that kind of a run, he owns it at this point. As they're 3 wide here with Nick Alves. Oh, man. Raider, what a move. Right in front of Ted Wreckage in the 00. Nick Alves. Holy cow.
Yay.
He just, don't blink, Nick. He's coming. Holy cow.
No.
Raider definitely with a dangerous move there. Here in the top 5. Could definitely wipe out a good chunk of that field. And keeping an eye on Wreckage, he's loose all over the track and is now losing spots.
Yeah, he just caught a piece of Loveland's back corner. But everybody held it.
Yeah, Loveland definitely keeping tight here. Raider on the top. Seeing if he can stay behind Alves, and he's trying to run him down. Raider now comfortably into a 4th position, but not for long. James Loveland's looking toward the inside, but Raider cuts him off. No more from there. Logan Romney actually rotating toward the top. Look at Justice Murphy holding Caleb on the bottom. Looking good. So you saw Justice Murphy toward the top. Oh, Loveland's loose. Now he's losing time. Down toward the bottom he goes. So now everybody who has pit on lap 42, only about 20 laps onto these tires, and we're sliding. That's going to definitely put in the mind of these crew chiefs now when to pit. Do we pit now? I'm sure Raider learned a little something from his first run. Don't wait so long to pit. He may have had to make a different change, but Raider now in the 3rd. Up 6 positions from where he started this race, but boy, has he got a tall order in front of him, as Trevor Erhardt is already 2.5 seconds off the front nose of the 53.
Well, and he's got a tall order next to him.
Yeah, they're looking pretty good right now. Nick Alves, he's already had a podium position this year. I know he would like to get a win. I know it's definitely tough. We've seen that Coastal Financial Chevrolet get in a lot of trouble this year. But man, he's just, consistency is why he's lined up for the playoffs via points. I always say a win is good. A win is a guarantee in, but a points is never guaranteed. It's one bad week, and Nick Alves could be out of this thing, but hopefully he continues his charge forward as he's still hanging in for the top 5 at this point in the race.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm just amazed at how they can just zip past each other, back and forth, First one passes, the other passes him back. It's not like one driver is slower or one driver has less tires. They just keep going back and forth past each other.
Yeah, this would, to me, this would be most of what you're going to see via the tire wear issue. Is you see some guys have been saving it for a little while, and now I've got more. My tires aren't as melted down as yours are, and that's what you're seeing is some of these guys now all of a sudden to get that burst of speed, like Raider. Raider's now in the second position. I mean, he's made 5 passes here in the last 10 laps. So he's on a roll right now and seems to have this thing locked up. But, boy, is he able to chase down the 21. He's just so much farther behind. Let's go ahead and see if we can take a look from the back windshield here. There he is. And that is the distance. So he's got a long way to go.
But we're only at the halfway point.
Right. It can still be done, but there's a long way to go here. But we'll see if they've got anything for us here. Trevor Erhardt looks like he's staying pretty solid behind the wheel.
I dig the helmet.
Yes, that is looking pretty slick there from Trevor Erhardt. As we're riding along with him, let's see if we can actually take a look out his windshield here. There we go. Yeah, definitely a lot smoother, and we'll kind of take a peek in and listen to kind of how the throttle is. Yeah, it never sounds completely out of it here. Good, smooth exit. So that is exactly what you want to do, is exactly what that 21 machine is doing down the track. As he comes up on lap 67 here, just about led every single lap this race. And yeah, and right now Raiders down 3 seconds behind him. So right now, what I would figure here, Stella, is that 53 machine is going to wait for the 21 Chevrolet to pit. The two of them pit at the same time, and don't short pit them. We got a lot more race left here to go. And then just try to run him down, because if Raider can put on the same moves he was just doing in the last 25 laps, Erhardt's going to be under a lot of pressure here later on in the race. But talk about on the move here right now. Past few laps here, Jeremy Burns has actually been on the charge, up to 8th now. I know he's definitely looking for a top 5 shot.
Back in the top 10.
Yeah, he's kind of been tumbling around back and forth out of that top 10 mark. And seeing if he can get anything done. The Mountain Man getting it squaring away here. Tay McDonald, he's back here in the 15th position. Definitely good for a hot lap. I know he's down 9 positions from where he originally started. But we'll see if Tay can get a lucky break here and see if he can move his way farther toward the front. I know we've talked before. Here's Al Likens. Good to see him back out here. It's been a long time coming. I haven't seen him here in a while. Last time I saw him, I believe he was in a fudge round car. It looks like
we've got Oreos.
Yeah, I think we're sporting Oreos today. Yes, he is.
Sweet.
All right. Sweet.
I like the way he thinks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Al Likens looking good back here. Al Likens right now up 6 positions. He is in the 18th spot, though. He's still got a long way to go. But he definitely has a chance to fight his way toward the front. Already halfway of this race is done here, Stella. What are you thinking so far?
Well, we've got our 81 and our 18 all the way back there, too, with Sirkovich and Sommer.
81 and the 18? Yep.
Yeah, call them bookends.
Yeah. All right. Here's Steven Sommer there. We're rolling around here in the 81, getting it done. Sirkovich, haven't seen him in a while. I know he had a bad lick there at Chicagoland, I think, with Ray Lane. So I know he had a bad tumble up there. That was an ugly one. Brandon Richardson and Tony Richardson out here. And there goes Brandon Barrier in the 58. Barrier still, like I say, he's still got a long way to go to see if he can fight his way back toward the front.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, never count on lucky dogs in this league. I've seen them do an entire race without a caution.
Yeah, it's definitely possible. This could be that night, and they're not saying it's not possible, not saying they're not able to do it, but here's Alex Kenton here in the 89. He's still got a little bit of trouble as well. A couple of these guys are some laps down. Definitely troublesome for a lot of these drivers. I know when I'm out here on this track, it's ugly. There's no rhyme or reason. I can't seem to figure this track out to save my life. Alrighty. Looking good here so far. Everybody staying pretty calm, cool, and collected right now. Alves and Raider over 4.5 seconds behind the rear bumper here of Trevor Erhardt. Yeah, not much to say about that. It's just Erhardt's got it here tonight. As Fike and Buell are fighting it out here in the front. David Buell in the 52 Ford and John Fike in his Ford in the 09.
Well, somebody's got something to say. Sean Latin out there in the chat is saying this is officially the number 53's race.
Yeah, definitely might want to call that. Like I said, I would not short pit him yet. Definitely tires are a must here at this track. What he needs is consistency down pit road. See if Trevor Erhardt misses his box. And then Raider may have really a heck of a shot here. But I just don't know how much longer these guys want to hold on. I mean, Raider has now lost another 2 seconds here in the past in the past few laps. In the past 10 laps, this isn't looking good. It's just farther and farther back they're going. Last lap times. Let's see if we can pop those up here. Trevor Erhardt there with a 34.82 and Raider with a 35.14. So,
wow.
And that's just that lap. And you're just starting to see a lot more is starting to happen here. We're watching John Fike, unfortunately. He's kind of clipping the wall here a few times. Definitely trying to clearance the right front of that car, but aerodynamic-wise, that is not going to work out well for him.
Yeah, he's dropped all the way back to 9th. My.
Yep, definitely for certain. But this is going to go ahead and shuffle us to our commercial break here, and we'll be right back.
One area of our business where we impact the local communities pretty heavily is the school systems. So we work for school systems all over the northern part of the state of New Jersey. We operate their water systems, their wastewater systems. We do a lot of their permitting and compliance work, and we ensure that the water that the kids drink is clean. We go out and do the sampling to ensure that it's not contaminated. And we also treat the wastewater that's being generated at a lot of these facilities as well before it gets discharged to the environment. So we are supporting the local community through supporting the boards of education and the local school systems.
It's no secret the real estate market can be a little tricky to figure out. In the Oklahoma City area, you need the experts at the Erhardt Group to guide you. We're one of the top-rated real estate teams in all of Oklahoma. We can help you buy, sell, and invest in real estate. And we've got a dedicated farm and ranch division too. The Erhardt Group for all your Oklahoma real estate needs, and proud to be a sponsor of the Simtrax Racing broadcast.
All right, everybody, and we are back. We were watching how pit road was actually kind of crunching down there. Looks like Robert Raider actually outbeat Nick Alves during the pit lane time. Now, I do want to mention, they both pit at the same time. Robert Raider had a 42.5 entire pit lane time, and Nick Alves had a 43.27. Only about a tenth of a difference on the pit stall time, but that is what actually put Robert Raider, with his gap between him and Nick Alves here at this point, is just really is starting to show at this point. Almost a 3-second gap between these two guys. It shows you how important it is down pit road. Raider definitely has that thing exactly where he needed to get it done. But let's see if we can get something done here. But right now, Erhardt with a fast time as well. He had a faster time actually in his pit stall box of a 14.92, but that's what I think was getting me at this point. Erhardt with a 44.22 pit lane time and Raider with a 42.5 pit lane time. So right now that did make up the gap here for Raider, but we saw Raider faster. Raider was faster catching Erhardt, but then Erhardt took over after that. So now we're going to kind of have to tumble back and forth here and figure out really what's the best route here, and how does he outlive Trevor Erhardt, who just seems to have this track really, under his wing here.
Oh, yeah. I am not sure. I was looking at, yes, he made up those 2 seconds because he was just about at 5 seconds behind as they all went into pit. And now he's at 3.5, 3 3/4. But I don't see it getting much better at this point, and everybody else is out of the league, is out of the bubble.
Yeah. Well, I would say I wouldn't hope for one, but a caution would really shuffle this up.
Agreed.
I think everybody would come down for tires at that point. Everyone would come down to get that last shot of fuel, and then we'd be off to the races. But off right now, Jeremy Burns, look at that, top side.
Yeah.
Rotating around, see if he can get Buell behind him again. In that 52 machine, Buell holding the bottom. No, David Buell's raced with the NSRA League before. He's pretty tough here at Homestead. So if Jeremy Burns can outdo him here, he should be able to have him. But it is not easy as they're coming down the front stretch to begin lap 82 of the Erhardt Group 200. Appreciate you guys once again, like I said, hanging through the commercials. Definitely like giving a shout out for all of our sponsors out there. The Erhardt Group, Ultimate Siding and Gutters, Butt Kicker, and of course Chapman Environmental Services. And if Stella, if you can help me out here a little bit, give me a little bit to our main sponsor of the league, Chapman Environmental Services here.
Sure, because Chapman provides integrated environmental management and consulting services. I apologize. They do broad spectrum regulatory compliance, permitting, field sampling, and more. So visit ChapmanES.com.
All righty, appreciate that. Sounds like you're choking on your water there, Stella, but we'll I'll give you a little bit of a second. It happens. All right, let's take a look here at James Loveland diving here toward the bottom of Nick Alves. Look like the field is starting to separate here pretty well out there on the track. Right now, let's see if we can pop up. You see how everybody is really scattered at this point. Not too much stuff going on.
There's a little bit of somebody everywhere.
Yeah, I do want to say Nick Alves here doing a great job hanging in for that top 5, but not for long. Loveland passes him here, putting Nick Alves to 5th, and Justice Murphy's going to want a little piece of that. So he's going to see if he can sneak around him here. There he goes. So now Justice Murphy down on the bottom. There he goes. See if he can continue. Get a little closer here, buddy. There we go. Good camera angle. Much better. See if we can chase here around as Justice Murphy's trying to see if he can find something around the bottom, rotating to the top. There we go. I think Sean Latin likes this this drone view here from the top. Justice Murphy down on the bottom of Nick Alves, and Nick Alves is going to be bumped down to 6th. But Nick Alves with the turn exit here looking pretty solid. Yeah, not too shabby out of that 24 machine. He's got it going here. And we saw even before pits, he was really giving Raider the work.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they were battling back and forth for a second and third position. I think Alves came in, second into pits, if I'm not mistaken. I may be wrong. All right, Daryl out there in the chat. Go ahead and send me a message via Discord, buddy, and I'll send it to you. And we'll get something worked out here, bud. All right. Right now, Trevor Erhardt still leading the race. Raider into 2nd. Caleb Gilbert into 3rd. Loveland 4th. And Justice Murphy into 5th. Looking pretty good here so far out of all of our drivers.
Now, he is pulling maybe a 10th, but you're not going to make up that kind of room pulling a 10th closer every 3 laps.
Yeah, not enough. It's definitely going to require a lot more than that, but it's kind of how do you deem something like this? It's just so much farther ahead to squeeze any kind of time. To get that push toward the front is just, it's almost impossible. I wouldn't say it's impossible here for Raider, but it's so far to go when you have, it was like what we saw last week. Erhardt was doing a great job, but there was no way he was going to catch Justice Murphy. Justice Murphy had that track. I think he could have closed his eyes and run half the track. There was no way, and I think that's just what we're seeing here. Erhardt just has this track to himself. The person he's racing right now is himself.
Absolutely.
The only way he's going to lose this one at this point is his own mess up. I would probably say these guys have another green flag pit stop before the end of this. I feel pretty confident on that, seeing they went about 34 laps. They went about 34 laps and they had to pit.
Well, they were already getting dicey at 25.
Yeah, well, definitely sliding around the track here. Now, what might be an idea is Raider to pit early. and see if he can run Erhardt down, expect a caution, and then you may get him again. So it's gonna be a tumble up here. When you've got this much of a lead here, and we see Raider there in the background, that's just what you're going to see. Is it's just so much gap. Who's the one to make it happen? But via points wise here, Stella, for Raider, this doesn't really matter. He's already locked in. Him and Erhardt may tie up here for 4 wins apiece. And that's just it's just gonna be it. He's gonna lose out on some points, but he's already leading in the playoff points. So right now, we've talked to Raider before, and it's just if I can get ahead in the playoff points, it doesn't kill me as much when we get to the round of 12 and when we get to the round 8. It's gonna definitely matter when he gets to the championship Final Four.
Because of all those little bonus points here and there that they gather with the stages and the lap sled, things like that?
Right.
Okay.
So it'll boil down to that, and they'll kind of go through an elimination style via points. So right now, with his points, he could have kind of a crummy week and still be okay. Seeing that they actually have Coda there on the 18th of January. I don't know if Raiders feeling pretty confident. We've seen him be kind of dismal at those road courses. But like I said, those road courses are kind of few and far between here in this league. We'll keep you all up to date out there in the population here and the viewers out there. We'll let you know what's coming up for the next season. I believe Racing Revolution is working on it, but nothing is 100% set in stone. If you guys are looking to sponsor a few races here with the Racing Revolution, get it here on the broadcast, get a commercial shown, and a little something for your business or whatever you're doing. If you like Hobby Lobby or something like that, something like that, we can throw something like that up here, and you can definitely get a hold of the Racing Revolution admin team and see if we can get a few races sponsored for you. I don't have an exact number, but I believe over 30-some-odd races they're lining up for next year. So that should be a good plethora of tracks. I know some, I believe, Stella, if I'm not mistaken, they got some road courses in that. I think they're adding a few of them.
I do believe they're looking to do kind of like NASCAR, so there should be a road course in there somewhere.
Yeah. I would say I think they're probably going to add Chicago Street, seeing that as the new one that's actually added to the next gens that we see going on out there, and see what they can, what all they can get, what all they decide on. I think I know what between the admins, kind of the viewers, and everything else, they definitely take a lot of this into account. Definitely don't want to have you guys watching them, racing at Richmond 5-6 times a year. that would be kind of snooze fest, I guess, or. But I do like seeing good mix-up races, especially ones like in Michigan or whatnot. The paperclip is just so it can be some trouble. it can be troublesome, but it's definitely not out of range for some of these short track drivers.
I don't mind seeing the different tracks because you then find people with different strengths. You get the ones that are good at road courses versus oval. You get the ones that are good in dirt versus, asphalt. It's nice to have it all changed up.
Oh, yeah. And we're taking a look here at Michael Bennett. Rocking around here in the 14. He seems to have it A-okay right now. Michael Bennett's sitting here 13th position, about a mid-pack driver. Definitely looking to see if he can put a little more push into that car. But the way I look at it here, Stella, is right now he's racing clean. That car's still got a straight panel on it here. Almost makes contact with the wall there. Boy, I bet you he's listening into the broadcast. He's going to be hanging his head after that one. But Michael Bennett here definitely pushing around, trying to see if he can stay some solid times. And you see how he kind of leans into the turn nice and easy to get around. Well, I definitely want to keep an eye there on the turns here. But, man, it's just so tough here at Homestead. It's definitely hard to really kind of fault anybody for their driving style, no matter what they do.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. I'm fascinated, kind of looking beyond the fence. I hate to say it, I got caught up, and there's a lot of property out there. I found somewhere in the middle of no man's land.
I think so. I guess I would say that. I think I get locked on the asphalt a bit, but I know this is the state of the palm trees, so I'm sure that has something to do with it.
Well, yeah. I mean, they put 1,000 palm trees in just to make this look so Florida-ish on the television. But see, I was just looking up there. Sorry. But after Daytona, that's next week. Yeah, they have a couple weeks off. But why don't you tell them about what is going to be, what races, what tracks? There we go. They're going to be racing in the round of 12, round of 8.
Okay. Well, actually, when we come back, the round of 12 will be of 3 races. We'll actually be in Michigan for the Vet to Track 200. Then we'll be at COTA on the 18th for All About Bugs 115. And then we'll be at on the 25th of January, we'll be at Bristol Motor Speedway for the Simtrax Mixing Bowl 250. And that's going to be, I think that's going to be a fun one. That's going to be 250 laps, and that's going to be a brawl. That'll end the round of 12. Then they're going to take off the top 8, and the top 8 will continue. Now, don't get me wrong, you'll still have a full field of cars, but the top 8 will continue. As we're taking a look at Justice Murphy actually sliding past Caleb Gilbert here. Looks like, see if Caleb Gilbert can hold the turn. Justice Murphy can hold the turn and get his way back out to the front. Looking a little bit hazy there on the track. Definitely smog coming off the tires and everything here at this point. Pit stops have got to be soon. They last pit back on lap 75. So 25 laps into this, probably another 10-mile window, or 10 to 15 lap window here, and we're going to get going around. All right, back to the schedule for the round of 8. Starting February 1st, we'll be at Kentucky for the Green Energy 201. Then on the 8th of January, we'll be at Talladega for the Coastal Financial 250. Don't want to miss that one. Oh my gosh, don't want to miss that one. That's going to be a good one. And then on the 15th, we'll be at Darlington for the Vet to Track 250, 184 laps. The track that is too tough to tame. Definitely is going to be a tight race there to end up narrowing us down to the final championship, final 4. And that, of course, ending in Phoenix with 156 laps there for the Chapman Championship race. So definitely keep in mind here what these guys are getting ready to head into. The playoffs are not easy. We got a super speedway, a road course, and a short track for the first 3. And then we've got another a mile and a half, a super speedway, and then we got the egg-shaped track for the round of 8. And then we got that weird tri-oval that Phoenix has become with the weird finish line, on the dog leg. So it's just the final 7 races are just going to be an absolute brawl.
But you're saying that even though it's a round of 12 and a round of 8, there's actually everybody is still on the track.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, anybody can come back out there and win the race. There's no rules against that. What I'm saying is via points, they shave off the top 12 guys, which we've been talking about the playoffs is in the round of 12. Then we're going to shave off 4 more guys and move to the round of 8. And then the top 8 in points move to the top, to stay in the top 8, and then they shave off half the field. Another 4 drivers, and the top 4 drivers, NASCAR style, end up being the ones that win the championship. And whoever places highest in that race is the one that wins it.
Talking about moving up, I have to make the comment, look at Justice Murphy.
Oh, I've had eyeballs on him. I haven't moved the camera off that number 12 car. He seems to have this thing on a roll here. He has been blasting through the field here. And right now, it shows no sign of slowing down. Once again, I know we should have a lot of eyeballs out there on Trevor Erhardt, but when you got an 8-second lead here, all I'm going to be showing here is him just coasting. I don't see him really digging here to get, to really get away at this point. Let me see if we can get a shot here out of the front windshield of Justice Murphy's car here. Let me see if we can find something. There he is, way up there.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, so it just seems like an eternity to get there. You're passing the finish line. He's already aiming into the next turn. That is just so much farther, but he is. Maintain calm, work your line, do what you need to do, and that'll and you'll eventually get there. So it's just so tough, and it's hard not getting locked in when they're way out there. But Trevor Erhardt looks like he gets a little ugly on that turn there.
And we just had pits.
Yeah, we just look at Trevor Erhardt and his time. Something just happened there, and Trevor Erhardt just lost a bunch of time here out there on the track. Let's see if we can get up to Trevor and see if he's loosening up here. I saw he was way down in the middle of the backstretch of that turn and got way loose. Had that 8-second lead. Now he's having to push it a little bit harder.
Oh.
Yep, maybe a little bit of lap traffic here from Brandon Richardson.
Gotcha. I was going to say, no way that Justice caught up that quick.
No, absolutely. No way. No way. But Erhardt trying to stretch back out to that 8-second lead, what he had before. Almost lost half a second there, but it's odd to see that Trevor Erhardt just able to regain that position and move his way back to the front. He may have been getting around some lap traffic there, but Trevor Erhardt is down pit. So is Justice Murphy. They're thinking the same thing. Does Loveland pit?
Ooh.
Yes. Does Jeremy Burns pit? Yes. All right. So now pitting is happening. Absolutely. I want to talk about actually running out of steam here. Robert Rader last pit on lap 104, and he was joined by many, many drivers. Rader, Gilbert, Alves, Wreckage, Orlando, and David Buell all pit on lap 104, and Parker Johnston pit on lap 104. So these guys sitting in pit now. Let's see if they can make up some ground here on Trevor Erhardt at this point. Trevor Erhardt looks like he's kind of squeaking out of pit here. Got to hurry up.
Oh, we had a gopher cam there for a second.
Yep, take a look here at the top. 21 rotating on the top of the screen. And the 53 is now entering that same red dot that you see on the backstretch. So Trevor Erhardt will remain in the lead here. And is still going to be trying to run down the 21. I guess that lead really worked out for him here. And that is just really going to really kind of take the wind out of all the sails of some of those guys who thought maybe the rest of the field was going to catch him here, but it doesn't seem to be that way.
No, but at least, number 2 and 3 are within 6 seconds instead of 8 seconds and 11 seconds.
Yeah, we're going to take a look at that. But definitely almost that 5-second mark here between Rader and Erhardt, and this one may be all but over.
You think they can make it till the end?
Absolutely. Yeah, 110%. Yeah.
Even on fuel?
Yeah, pit lap 106, and now we're going to stretch it, about another 30 laps or so? 28 laps? They got it. So they'll have enough fuel. Now, like I said, if a caution comes out, that is going to shuffle everything. That is going to change everything, and to me, it levels the playing field. What I'm saying is it gives everybody in the top 10 a chance, and Trevor Erhardt now has a target on his back. There is no way. If he can scurry away, he'll have a chance. But, right now, no one can reach out and touch him. He's got this one locked up with 25 to go. And
we've seen Rader on restarts. That can be a killer, and that would put them, since they're 1 and 2, right next to each other. Heaven help us.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on it here, Stella. I'm not sure 110% whether we're going to see any more here, if these guys are going to be able to kind of run them down here at this point and see if we can get a little more pressure there on Erhardt. But still, that 4.5 seconds, Raiders hold him to it. But as we are passing through some of the lap traffic here, some of these guys may end up in some trouble. Just the faster leaders coming around, lap traffic getting bumped around, hammered into. It's just there's still a chance for trouble here.
Well, and a lot of times you'll expect them to either maintain their location and you go around them quick, or they move and you have to check up. And if Erhardt runs into something like that, it's going to be you can lose 2 seconds in a heartbeat.
Yeah, absolutely. We're trying to see if anybody out here has anything for us. I know Nick Alves is still back here into the top 5. Justice Murphy may try to reel him in again if he can find that speed he had out of the 12. Now, I think Justice Murphy, what he ended up doing is saving his tires, and that's what we saw, that sudden burst of speed he had in the final section of the tire life. He was just able to put so much more gap on everybody else. But now the difference, between Justice Murphy and Robert Rader is almost 3.5 seconds now. So it's just it's gonna be a hard one to tangle up here. Do we push now? Do these guys hammer down like they did in the first stage? And that might be what you see here, is we're going to start seeing a lot of guys putting a lot more pressure on these tires and try to see if we can get the cars to the outer edge of what these things are capable of.
Yeah, but that's a heck of a risk. Because then you run into who loses the tires first. Yeah.
Well, we're looking at, look at the time-wise here via gaps. Right now, Raiders lost by almost another second here to Trevor Erhardt. I
Yeah.
mean, right now, I think the only thing that is really helping anybody at this point, or could help, is that caution. But to see this thing go cautionless would be amazing. And that's exactly what you want to see here out of the Racing Revolution League. I know some of you guys tune in, and it's a caution fest. And it makes it very difficult from our perspective and even the viewers. Is just I'm not here to watch them roll behind a pace car. I'm here to watch them race.
Say, I am here for iRacing, not iPacing.
Yeah, and that's exactly what you get in some instances. Now, don't get me wrong. There are some where it's just there's a weird part in the track. I know Rockingham was a bad one for it. Rockingham, just had a bump out of the out on the turn out there. There's no way around it. It's gonna happen, And sometimes a good caution trips things up, and things like that can happen. But we're looking at Justice Murphy and Nick Alves getting around Nick Bowden here in the 83, rocking the Simtrax car, looking pretty fresh.
You strip.
All right, Adam Bowden here, sitting 19th position right now. Up 3 positions. Actually, I'm wrong. Actually, the position exactly where he started in. So if he's consistent, that is exactly what he's doing here tonight. Not too bad. At Adam Bowden here. Yeah, definitely always get nervous. When you start seeing the guys more in the back of the field, their cars are mangled. And that would definitely be something here. But already out there in the chat, Joe, let's go Burns, and Daryl, a caution would make it interesting. Yes. I mean, imagine a caution. It'd almost be like resetting the field. Everybody go in, get tires.
Oh, yeah.
Probably no fuel, because last thing I want to do is add any weight to the car. Unless, it's kind of set up for you, and the way you're racing, it feels that way, that you're able to throw it into the turn a lot harder. But that is definitely not what you want, and then let them really duke it out, for the last 10 laps. But man, green.
It'd be a shootout at that point.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. And normally that's when the mistakes happen. That's when people push it harder than it's supposed to go. But Trevor Erhardt, once again, still leading this race here. And still holding just under a 6-second lead of Robert Rader and his Ford.
Yeah, I'm impressed. This is he hasn't made a wrong move this evening.
Well, winning the stage, winning the race, 2 different things, but he seems he's got them both really locked up here at this point. Definitely, Terry Erhardt out there does not want Trevor to have a caution out here, because he may lose it. I think maybe if somebody actually went out there and did something crazy, did a wild short pit like we saw how Justice Murphy did at Iowa, it would definitely end up as a toss-up here for a lot of these drivers.
I'm wondering if anybody's talking in the background. Hey, I'll slip you an extra if you go run into the wall.
Well, I know
you're in 28th position anyway.
Well, I've heard conversations before. Oh man, you brought up that caution on purpose. You did that on purpose. Blah 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 blah. No, things happen. But remember what we were talking about on that tire savings here, and Justice Murphy doing it again. Now in the third. So he passes. Oh, look at that. We got a caution.
No.
We have a caution.
Oh, my God.
Caution is out with 14 to go.
Oh, no.
I think.
What happened?
I'm not sure. I think it says James Loveland is in it.
Oh.
Holy cow. Terry Erhardt, I am so sorry. Sean Lattin. Oh, man. Keep your head out of your hands. We still got a chance. Holy cow.
Oh, Terry thinks she jinxed it. No.
No. That was just a wild turn of events here. But I'm going to try to wheel this back here a little bit. And let's figure out exactly what happened, because this is going to be a crazy part of the race here. And if you, we're going to take a look at it. Both of us, all of us here together, let's take a look at it. Taking a look here at Loveland here on the bottom. 83 at Bowden toward the top here. Uh-oh. Oh. Yeah.
No fair.
I know what you're thinking. First of
no
all,
fair.
One, that is netcode.
100%.
Yeah,
Look
that is
I
net
see,
code.
I see pavement through
Yeah,
there.
they're not even touching here.
Ah.
Yeah, they're not even touching, but Bowden comes down, and they make contact, and it sends Loveland around here.
Yep, he's backward. Ooh, zing!
No broken
Aw.
toe link, so that's still good news for Loveland. He may be able to salvage this race. Holy cow, that is going to change everything. That is going to change the entire race here for a lot of these drivers. So let's take a look. Who decided to stay out? David Buell decided to stay out. Last pit on lap 104 is staying out at this point.
Okay.
Trevor Erhardt in second and Robert Rader in the third. Everyone has pit. Everyone has pit. We'll say Rader, Murphy, Gilbert, Alves, Orlando, Bennett, Burns, Wreckage, McDonald, Fike, Johnston. They all pit. Right now I see David Buell coming into pit. Jacob Sirkovich is coming into pit. Holy cow.
Wow.
Alrighty, Sean Lattin, how was that net code? We got a little bit of time here. Let me double check. 110% on that pace car. Let's see if that pace car is thinking about flipping around here. Yeah, I think we got some time. Let me see if we can whip something into shape here. Alright, I'll show you guys from the top. Alright, Sean, this one's for you here, bud. Watch this. See how they're not touching? Yet Loveland's getting turned. That's where I mark it as net code. Technically, they're not touching, and Loveland is now out of control. So.
Yeah, that's like predictive.
Where it thinks
crashing.
the car is going to be, and that's really a nasty way for it to be. Most of the cars did stay out. There were laps down here. That's why you see the pile of kind of the gaggle of cars in front of these guys here. And now Trevor Erhardt will be under fire. Probably.
You think he'll take inside or outside lane?
Probably the inside. That's what I would guess at this point.
Okay.
Wow, wow, wow. That is going to be something here. Trevor Erhardt definitely going to be nervous at this point. Caution flag straight up in the air for Barney. That means everybody's going to have to rush on by that pace car. There we go. Looks like Trevor's trying to get those tires warm for this one. Not looking good. Yes, Sean out there in the chat. That was a trajectory for a collision. I agree. But it almost looked like they had checked up. And it really, like I said, when we're at the Racing Revolution, this is a battle of inches. He could have used that extra foot and a half. So that was definitely close. I would like to see if it hit maybe a little bit later in the turn than just right there. Or if Bowden was able to straighten it out a little more. Because I think the angle at which he hit him, it looked like Bowden was straightening out. And I think they may have just doored each other. Instead of really at that that 20-degree angle and really popping him
maneuver. Yeah.
Yep. Alrighty. Erhardt, Rader, Murphy, Gilbert, and Alves. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. This is going to be hopefully our last restart here to this run. New tires for everyone. Here we go. Barney, green flag is out. Trevor Erhardt gets away here. And now is the make or break point here for Trevor Erhardt. Does he get in front of Rader? And he does.
Yes.
So Erhardt's been all about saving those tires, and he's been fast. Now can he hold it? If he puts a little more pressure onto those tires, will they hold? As Robert Rader's now pushing along the outside here of Justice Murphy. Justice Murphy in the 12 All About Bug Chevrolet. Holding there toward the bottom. Kevin Orlando slices there in front of Jeremy Burns. Good move. Tay McDonald looks like he clipped up into the wall here a little bit. Oh, looks like everything calmed down there. Looking good. Kevin Orlando now into 6th. 11 positions up for him as he's going to be working here on Jeremy Burns. But he's got the silver bullet of Caleb Gilbert in front of him, so we'll see if that comes into play at this point. Trevor Erhardt trying to put some distance here on Rader, but Rader holding him to only 0.3 of a second. Less than 10 laps to go. Robert Rader's time is dwindling here at this point if he looks to squeeze another win. Trevor Erhardt holding it out there, no problem. Rader now squeezing it again, coming off a 4. Erhardt keeps the distance here. Let's rotate back here a little bit with the silver bullet and Jeremy Burns. Burns called it out here, like I said earlier this week, that this would be his race, and he's making it happen. Top 5, but Rekich is trying on the bottom. Rekich now pushing on the bottom. He's going to tuck in behind Burns, see if he can help Burns get squeezed past Caleb Gilbert. Caleb Gilbert in that 40. Ooh, a little disconnect there from Caleb there. A little reconnection, and we're back on track. Maybe you should have a little chat here with Jeremy Burns and Team Disconnect and see if he's got anything for him. Right now, the longest 9 laps of Erhardt's life, as Terry's saying out there in the chat. 7 to go. Erhardt still got it. Raider is almost within that 0.3 of a second. But Jeremy Burns here on the bottom now, trying to see if he can chase down Justice Murphy. Jeremy Burns in the 4th, Caleb Gilbert in the 5th, and now Ted Rekich sitting 6th. Kevin Orlando now looking around Rekich, seeing if he can get that fresh air. He gets a little bit of it, but Rekich closes the door. Kevin Orlando up 10 positions so far, now in the 7th. Looking pretty good here so far. Nick Alves in the 8th. Kind of watching this happen in front of him. Nick Alves kind of had a really crappy pit time there. Only about 16 seconds, about 2 seconds longer than anybody else there on the track. That's why Nick Alves is actually back down to 8th, so definitely some pit stall time. Kind of reminiscent of a little Denny Hamlin moves. Maybe he might have to trade out his pit crew here to stay out front. Caleb Gilbert on the outside here of Ted Rekich. And Raiders starting to lose a little bit of time here. Kevin Orlando getting loose out of 4. And Ted Rekich is watching that 27 mellow yellow, starting to kind of floss around him here. Nick Alves having to check up because of Rekich. Rekich backs up the turn to see if he can get a little more turn exit here. Toward the top is Orlando trying to push the silver bullet farther ahead, and he does. Good contact. 27 down toward the bottom, makes the move. Rekich says absolutely not. I want it. Squeeze 3 wide here at this point. I'm almost getting ready to wreck. Right now, Kevin Orlando's sides are mashed to the frame rails now, and we got a wreck. Caution is back out.
I bet.
Whoa, and Rekich finishes Kevin Orlando off there and sends him the rest of the way around.
Wow.
All right, Sean. Does he pit? Does he come in for another set of tires? I would probably say no.
What would it hurt? If
coming
Erhardt comes in, then Rekich would come in, right?
I wouldn't pit. If it were me, absolutely not. That would be suicide.
No.
That would be absolute suicide. I would not pit because you're getting ready to lose a lot of positions. He could lose up to 15, and then now you're trying to battle for 15 with 3 to go.
Yeah, no. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely not. That's what I'm saying. That would be suicide. I wouldn't do that. All right, let's take a look at it from the top of this 3-wide situation here. Let's see what we see here. Kevin Orlando on the inside, making a little contact here with Rekich. Rekich bumps him back to the top here. Oop, into Caleb. Yep, started pinballing here. Clink. Yeah, look like they straightened him back out here. I think this is the one that gets me here. Right there.
Oh.
Yeah, but this actually started much crazier here in the back. Let's take a look at this here, Stella. Watch the 27. Watch Rekich door him here. Boop, boop. So that gets Kevin out of shape here. Again. Rekich nails the 27. So the 27 gives him a little Raider action here that we saw at Pocono.
Yeah, they have a little chin music.
Yeah, and that should do it there.
Oh.
Yeah, definitely not good here. Definitely not good by some of these drivers. I know right now Richardson, Orlando, Bowden, Sommer, and Likens are down pit road at this point. Yeah, definitely being an interesting one here. Yeah, we'll take a little ride along here with Rekich. See if you see that mirror. Clink. Boink.
Oh.
Yeah, kind of straightens him up here.
I know, but that's the thing. They were both straight. Why didn't it just keep going straight?
Yeah. Alrighty. So that's going to re-rack him now. Here with Ted Rekich. Ted Reckage right now sitting in the 10th position.
And he survived all that.
Yes, Kevin Orlando is still down pit.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kevin Orlando's the one who took the pretty good licking of the wall there. We'll actually see if I can get a little closer here on Ted Reckage and see if the front nose of that car is still in one piece. All right, looks like that Toyota's still straight.
It's got stronger side panels than my vehicle. I wish I could use that in the supermarket parking lots.
Yeah, Kevin Orlando now back out on the track as well. Let's see if we can get that drone. There he is. Right. Oh, boy. Yeah, he's got some front clip damage on that machine. Yeah, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough. All right, so this gives Raider one last chance here. I guess the full send it is what they say. Erhardt in the 21 Chevrolet in the front, Raider in the second. Justice Murphy has battled his way in the third, and the Mountain Man himself in the fourth.
I'll be darned.
Yep. So up 6 positions, sitting fourth. I know he's looking for a podium. But we'll keep an eye out here what happens. So if Raider can figure out how to jump Erhardt on this restart, that could definitely shuffle this all up. That could definitely shuffle this whole situation up here between these two. Definitely.
We are going around again?
Yes. They should double rack him here. Right now we're taking a look here at Raider. Definitely got his time here so far. Man, oh man, I don't know. These are the moments that really, this is where you're going to find out. Is this your moment? Is this your time to shine? How do you get this done? How do we capitalize on this? How do we make it work? I mean, think about the Mountain Man here. Look at Jeremy Burns. I mean, not just check out the room. How much nicer is that? Not too bad there, Jeremy. Fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
Looking nice and clean. But yeah, I guess
At this point, I'm talking to somebody behind me and saying, push me.
Yeah, the new atmosphere must be working out here well for Jeremy Burns. So the Mountain Man's got a long way to go here. Fourth, he needs one more position to nail a podium here. He is already locked into the playoffs. If I'm not mistaken, actually our top 5. Yes, our top 5 are locked in the playoffs. That being Erhardt, Raider, Murphy, Burns, and Caleb Gilbert. Nick Alf sitting 6, has not gotten it yet. Tay McDonald, look at that shot. Tay McDonald up here into the 7th. We saw him clipping the wall earlier. Hopefully an inside line will assist him on this one. Getting ready for a green flag start here.
Parker Johnston's even working his way back up to 9th.
Yes, he is. All right, let's stay with these guys here in the front row. I don't want to let them get away. Tay McDonald making the moves here. 3 wide. Parker Johnston's clipped. Somebody's hit. Erhardt's around.
Oh.
Oh, boy.
Oh.
Oh, boy. If I don't think. Yeah, Raider caught it too. McDonald caught it.
Oh.
Oh, boy. I would. This is where I come in as the professional, and I am not going to turn those cameras on right now. Because right now, something happened here. And if I were to guess, somebody went for a line, and the door got shut, and somebody's toe got in it. Uh-oh. Alrighty.
Yeah.
Let's see what we got here. All right, let's take a look top side. I think Raider tries to shoot the gap here. Man, does it look like he's got to run. Oh, no.
Oh. Oh.
What?
I don't know, but I'll take pick of the litter. Oh.
Look at everybody squeeze around.
Nope.
Oh, nope, Loveland. Loveland finally gets back on the track. Pow. Holy cow, we're going to break that down one more time. It didn't look like a dump. It didn't look like a dump here. This is a very, if I were to say, looking from the top, I'm not saying anything against Trevor here, but this almost looks like the same racing incident with Berube. Raiders holding the line. Look at the seam. And it looks like something happens here. There's definitely contact here from the top. Let's see if we can kind of square this up a little bit here.
So we're watching the little black line that's right in between Rader's car. It goes right down the middle of Rader's car, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think Erhardt tried to close the door here, and there's just nothing there.
Oh, well, he closed the fender.
Yeah, definitely for sure. But right there, just not enough. Let's take a look at it again, kind of full speed.
Oh.
I think what bothers me the most about this is what happened to Rader's car after he went around. Justice Murphy gave him a bump in the back end here, and it stuck his car. I don't understand what happened here and why. I don't.
Stuck to his car?
Well, see the contact here. Watch. So Rader's slowing down. Murphy gives him a little shot here. The guy gets push him the rest of the way through. Watch. Doop. Yeah, but it's kind of weird. You saw the 21 kind of hooked him there. Actually, it looks like the 12 never touched him.
Yeah, I don't see him
Wow, you can't get much closer than that. Yeah, definitely. This is one to kind of break apart here on this one. Let me see if I can get something looking out of the over top of the roof on this on Justice Murphy and kind of see if we can see something.
Oh, splendid.
Wow, yeah, no contact there with the number 12. Holy cow. That is going to absolutely tear apart this race here tonight as we're looking at the All About Bugs of Justice Murphy here in the lead. And I believe Trevor Erhardt sitting 14th right now and Rader back down to 16th. Holy cow. Well, we talked about cautions, and that is one that that is one that just kind of.
Yeah. That's painful. That's sad. I mean,
yeah, it
within
was weird.
Two laps,
it didn't look like
just...
Justice Murphy made contact. It looked like from our angle here in the booth. And that's why I tried to get us a couple replays here. It looked like Rader was holding his line. Erhardt came down to shut the door. And just had just a little bit on the fender. But when Erhardt straightened back out, it hooked Rader's car and pulled him up. That's why I was looking there to see if at all Justice Murphy had made contact. No contact was made off the front nose of that number 12 car to really bring that one about. And Justice Murphy slid underneath. I mean, heck, even Jeremy Burns got popped in that one. We saw the tire smoke him off of him toward the top of the track. So it looks like we're going to restart here. Looks like Justice Murphy, Caleb Gilbert, Nick Alves, Jeremy Burns, and David Buell 1 through 5 at this point.
Wow.
Yeah, definitely looking pretty grim for those drivers who have been leading the race here so far. But one mistake, and this is what can really flip-flop the race here. So Justice Murphy may go back-to-back here and have another angle at this for another win. This would be absolutely great to see him get another run. So he's got to go around one solid time here, but watch out for Rader. We see Rader already splitting the lanes there in the back. He wants to battle his way back for a top 10, and we've seen him do it before. Justice Murphy getting the separation he wants. Oh, Fike! What in the world? Fike is loose! Why is Fike on the bottom?
I don't know.
Cow. It continues.
Looked like Wreckage looked in his rearview mirror and ran off the track.
Raider is plowing his way to the front. 8th position now. Still continuing. Behind Al Likens. Watch this. Right now, Raider is on a charge. I don't know what happened. It looked like Fike checked up. Everybody got loose. And Justice Murphy might be walking away with a win on this one. He's only got half a lap he needs to hold on. Nick Alves sitting second, praying for a win.
Aww.
Yeah, and once again, he's just going to miss it by a hair.
It's that bridesmaid, but never the bride.
Yep, here we go. So Justice Murphy only needs to make it out of one more turn here. And he's going to bring home another win here in the Racing Revolution. Holy cow, Justice Murphy from behind. Started 4th place and wins it. Nick Alves up 6 positions in the second. Caleb Gilbert up 2 in the third. And Jeremy Burns, not too bad, bud. Got a solid top 5. But biggest one here, Steven Sommer, up 15 positions in the 81. Finishing 5th. Yeah, Al Likens. Talk about Al Likens. After not being here for so long, there he is, up 16 positions in the 8th. Not too bad there, bud. Trevor Erhardt ended up 17th out of all this.
Man.
Yeah, no kidding. So we're going to keep an eye here
hurts.
on Justice Murphy here as he goes through his final race burnouts. I actually want to rotate back to that final lap there and figure out actually what happened to John Fike to cause the entire field to check up there. Because Raider somehow from the back fires his way for a 7th place finish.
Oh. There we go.
Yep. Yeah, not a problem, Terry. Appreciate you tuning in to the broadcast. Definitely was a tight one here. I don't think Erhardt was robbed, but that was a close one at the end, and I'm sure everybody will be discussing after this one what they think and how that one happened on those last few laps here, because that had to have been some of the craziest racing I've seen in a while here out of the Racing Revolution League. I just don't know what happened here to cause the entire field to almost kind of fold in on itself from the way they had been running. I mean, it was just so crazy.
Well, you were saying, earlier about all of a sudden they're going to take it on and they're going to push it and they're push really hard, and they did.
Yeah, that they did, and it just like I said, it got so ugly in this race. I just don't know what happened here and how all of it came about. I'm trying to see if I can find us a solid view here of what happened to John Fike here. This was on the restart. John Fike toward the bottom. There he is getting loose. Now watch Kevin Orlando here in the back, because this is what I'm big time in, is how in the world did Raider get here to 7th? Watch him at a 4-wide condition. Look at that. Wreckage pops look like David Buell on the bottom. So that's what sent him toward the bottom.
Doesn't check up or anything.
Yep.
Raider just keeps, like you say, plowing through.
Yeah.
Wow.
Just right place, right time, behind Al Likens, and continues charging. Gets that open. Likens is now into the wall. Gets behind Likens again. This was the switch up we saw. How in the world did he do that? We see Kevin Orlando, who looks like rotating toward the bottom. He gets around Likens, and that may do it here. Holy cow, what an amazing run there. And Orlando still driving his way forward. Orlando with a 6th place finish here tonight.
Oh. And Wreckage just... Sorry.
Yeah, looked like he kind of bumping around. Looked like Richardson ended up getting loose there right there toward the end. And that is the end of the race as we see it there. Boy, what a wild setup here. Definitely interesting to see. Definitely interesting. I appreciate you guys hanging in there. I definitely want to make sure we get a chance here to show you guys exactly kind of our angle here, and let's try to get a few different ones since we have that opportunity to see kind of what happens out there. It's hard to say, point fingers at some points, but let's go ahead and see if we can talk to some of our finishers here tonight. Caleb Gilbert being in our 3rd place finisher. Let's go ahead and let's try to give this a shot here and see if we can get this to work. All right, Stella, I think we're going to rotate.
I believe so.
All righty. Let's see if we can get a hold of him now. Caleb Gilbert.
Oh, how we doing?
There we go, bud. Hey, you're unmuted now. Awesome. Whoopee. Hey, man, how was the race out there tonight?
It was a mix of everything. I really don't know how to feel. I mean, I was one of those races where you cruise a little bit, you have a mistake here and there, cars come to you, you fall off yourself, and then all hell breaks loose. I don't know.
It was definitely a mix up there, man. I just don't know I just don't know what happened here in the last final 10 laps. I mean, it was just a shootout. You just seemed to be in the right place at the right time. Talking to Trevor, he said you were one of the faster guys out there to keep an eye out for, and you definitely were coming in for a third-place finish. I know you are already locked into the playoffs. We head into Daytona next week. We going to see a win out of you there, bud.
Confident in the restrictor plate racing, but every now and then you get a situation and it's out of your hands. So you never really know. I'm confident when we go there, but when it comes to the last lap, you got to make the right move at the right time and have a lot of luck. So we'll see.
All righty, man. Well, hopefully, like I said, it was great racing out here tonight. It was clean. But, man, I think just one little mishap, and I think this entire field almost folded in on itself. It's just the craziest thing I've ever seen. But it definitely got pretty wild out there, man. But awesome job out there tonight, Caleb. Man, I got to see the silver bullet. It seems to be working out. I don't think the Perrier card's coming back.
It does. I don't think about it before I go out there, and somebody's like, hey, you still haven't changed your scheme. It's like, let's let it ride. Let's let it ride until I need to change it. So.
Well, it's working out, man. That Ford's staying out front. But go ahead and give me a shout-out here, Caleb, and let's get you ready for Daytona next week.
Yeah, shout out to you guys up in the booth. As always, you guys do a great job. My teammates, Rob, Nick, we're all together throughout the race. We work great together. Kevin made his way towards the end, then fell back, came back out. I think he finished 6th, so shout out to him for recovering. All of our sponsors, Butt Kicker, Chapman Environmental, every single one of them. Those are the only 2 I ever remember, by the way. I'll get to the other ones down soon, I promise you guys. But yeah, appreciate y'all.
All righty, Caleb Gilbert and the number 44. Great job tonight, bud, and I'll catch up with you next week.
Yep, see you guys.
All right, that'll do it for Caleb. Definitely, he definitely knew exactly what to do. He got it done. But, man, you want to talk about somebody doing something crazy out there tonight, and I want to get a hold of actually the number 24 car of Nick Alves. He got this down, and we talk about it multiple times here. Nick, so close, but still no win yet, bud. What is it going to take? What are we going to do, bud?
I mean, I don't know. Everyone wreck out of the race and me be the only one left, I guess.
Aw.
Oh, but dude, I was going to say, but once again, I mean, I've talked to you before here in a podium position. Now they're starting to come more and more often now. Daytona's up next week, but let's talk about this race here tonight. What was the key to really staying up front and staying fast?
Well, I was actually real concerned coming into tonight because practice yesterday and practice before the race, I was not a top 10 car at all. Like just single run speed, I was so bad. But race pace, it seemed pretty decent. I was actually very surprised qualifying in the top 10. And then during the stage, I think got 4th or 5th in the stage, and it just whatever I was doing, it was working. And me and Caleb found ourselves around each other all night, and we were just talking the whole night about what each other were doing, like entering the corner, throttling, letting off, braking, and all that. And it just seemed to work for us. I know Rob is fast everywhere, and Rob was doing really good. Rob had a little bit of different strategy than we were doing. Him and Kevin were off cycle on everyone else trying to save a second set of tires. But no, I mean, I guess it ended up working. We caught a couple of cautions here and there, and then wound up here in 2nd place.
Well, it looked like it was going to be caution-free there until the end. I'll let you admins go back and kind of dissect that one there toward the end. I hate to say this looks like a throwback of Iowa. It almost looked like the exact same incident, but you know, just tossing back and forth. I hate to see it happen for Trevor because he was putting on a clinic tonight, man. He was so fast. But you were actually tumbling around there with Raider there toward the end of some of those runs. Was it tire savings that was getting you there?
So actually, so I was saving. I wasn't trying to be aggressive. Every run that we had, Rob, the reason why me and him were going so hard and racing together, he actually. So when the stage ended, he ended up restarting, I think, in like 14th or something. So he had to come through the field. So he was using up his tires a lot more than what I was. And by the time he caught up to me, our tires were evened out. Mine a little bit fresher than his, and we were able just to battle like that. But no. Trevor was class of the field today. He was quick. He was the man to win the race. And on that green white checkered, I think all of us were surprised how high he entered the corner. And I don't know exactly what happened. It looked like he came down on Rob. I'd have to go back and look at it, but it looks like a racing incident. But I mean, it worked out for me. So.
All right, well, go ahead and give me your shout-outs here, Nick. And let's get ready to get that Coastal Financial Chevrolet ready for Daytona.
Yeah, so big shout out to the main sponsor, Coastal Financial. Big shout out to our main sponsor of the league, Chapman Environmental Services. Also, Ultimate Cider and Guttering, Buck Hicker. Big shout out to you, Patrick and Stella at Simtrax. You guys do a great job each and every single week at us for broadcasting. You guys also broadcast throughout the whole week. For anybody that's watching and you love this broadcast, please don't just tune into Wednesdays. Tune into every other day of the week. I think you do a broadcast every single week besides, was it Friday maybe you don't do one? Or the weekend? The weekend?
Yeah, I
think
think
it
Fridays
is.
and Mondays, but it depends if I'm filling in, man.
Yeah, no, you're very busy and everyone should check you out.
Alrighty, Nick Alves, appreciate it there, bud. Hopefully we'll see you hopefully in victory lane by the season's end, man. You've definitely worked your way. It looks like at least into the round of 12, but continue the charge, man. We need a win out of you.
Thanks, Patrick. Appreciate it.
Alrighty. Alright, everybody has Nick Alves in the 24 machine getting it done. That moves us to our race winner here tonight, Justice Murphy. Got it squared away. Stella, honestly, I can't say I'm not surprised. I actually haven't had his camera turned off, but Justice Murphy squeaks out another win here, and let me tell you, I guarantee you didn't expect that here at the Erhardt Group 200.
Oh God, no. I was, qualified fourth, and then kind of as the long runs went on, I'd run Rob back down for second. Right before we got the caution with like 14 to go there, I was running him back down. I was probably going to end up finishing second, maybe third, at the worst. Trevor was in a different zip code, man. Whatever he had figured out, he was riding, man. As bad as my luck's been all season, I still hate to see anybody kind of go through that. So it sucked to watch on my end as far as friend to friend, but still great on my end to get the win. I'll take it any way I get it.
Yeah, definitely a squeak there, and boy, it's something to see, man. I'm not saying I'm not. You don't deserve it, but man, how in the world did you come in for a win here tonight? I was gonna say you had a fast car, you were tumbling around toward the end of the tire runs, your second, your third place, everything looking good. But Trevor looked like he had this thing on a roll, and I just think when you admins go back, let's take another look at all the kind of what happened there, and I'm sure. I promise I didn't turn on the cameras for that one.
Yeah, I don't. I haven't even looked at it yet. I had a front row seat, but couldn't tell exactly what happened. But I've heard a little from Rob, a little from Trevor, a little from Grant, and according to all three of them, it kind of looked like Trevor was maybe arcing in late, tried to dive down in front of Rob, and just Rob was already there, nowhere to go. So just one of those racing deals. Both are going to be aggressive there. Rob's going to send it. Even with 5 wins on the year, he still wants to win, man.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to win. That's why we're here. So, but for Trevor's sake, he's going to be aggressive, needing, the more bonus points you can get, man, that's why it's big. The more you can advance in the playoff, you get a little mulligan here or there, like we saw Chase Elliott kind of burn throughout the playoffs to make his way through. You kind of have the same thing here, man. The more bonus points you can get. So both are going to be aggressive there. You expect a little something, but didn't expect that. And once I got through there and kind of looked, I was like looking at my relative, and okay, I got Caleb and Nick, and started looking at lap averages. Was I faster on a single lap? Yes. Faster on 10 lap, faster on 15 lap runs. I was like, well, hopefully I can just hold them off. It was all going to depend on the restart.
Boy, yeah, and that it was, man. Just what a wild run it is here, back-to-back wins. It's like I said, I'm so glad your luck is turning around. You're finally getting that break you've been looking for, and just being able to bring home a win, man. Just the All About Bugs Chevrolet, comes in again. I don't think you're going to be changing back anytime soon on that paint scheme.
No, I'll keep that thing as long as I can. We'll probably scheme a little something up for next season, a little different color scheme or something, give it a little life. But right now, I'll keep that thing on as long as I can, man.
Yeah, because whatever you're doing, it's seeming to work at this point. So, Justice, go ahead and give me your shout-outs, because Daytona is next week, and that is going to be a tall hill to climb for any driver.
Yeah, man. Shout out to you guys, man. Great broadcast every week, man. I can't say enough about you and Stella getting on here and making everything interesting. As you can. And then we got, of course, Ultimate Siding and Guttering, Chapman Environmentals, our series sponsors. You got Butt Kicker, the Erhardt Group for sponsoring tonight's race. I hate that Trevor couldn't park it in Victory Lane for him, but shout out to those guys. Of course, all about Bugs being on the old Camaro, and then shout out to my teammates, man. Pushing every week. Bennett was pushing hard all week, trying to be fast here, but looks like those guys, either him or Jacob, will need a win next week at Daytona. We'll do what we can to help them out.
Alrighty, I was going to say Michael Bennett ended up in 12th place here tonight, 3 positions up. I've called it. I think next week is going to be his time. It's going to be his time. I think, but if not, be damned. You know what I mean? It's just, I don't know what it's going to take. We're going to have to figure out how to put him a couple laps ahead because I just don't know. So, all right, Justice, great job tonight, bud, and we'll catch up with you next week.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Patrick. Thanks, Stella.
You're welcome.
All righty, Justice Murphy in the 12. Got it done here. To kind of wrap it up here, do want to make sure we take a quick peek at where our guys here are for our race results. Always like giving us a good little show here of where everybody ended up. Justice Murphy, Nick Alves, Caleb Gilbert, Jeremy Burns, and Steven Sommer came in 1 through 5. Kevin Orlando and Robert Rader 6 and 7. Al Likens in 8th. Ted Rekich into 9th, and David Buell rounded out our top 10. Not too shabby there. Trevor Erhardt, like I said, just unfortunate event. Ended him up into the 17th position. I hate to see that for him, but things happen, I guess. But they will review over this and kind of figure out how what happened. Only one driver ended up out of it, I believe, so far here tonight. Berube ended up turning it in super early. I think Romney ended up in some trouble as well. But that is going to do it for us here at the Racing Revolution, guys. Awesome job here tonight. Appreciate you guys joining us. It was an awesome run by all of our drivers. I mean, Stella, the way I look at it here, how many cautions? We didn't have any until really the last 10.
Yeah, that was a rough finish for a beautiful race.
Yeah, it was definitely a great job there, but want to give a shout out there to the Erhardt Group for giving us a great job here and sponsoring the race for the Erhardt Group 200. Trevor Erhardt, unfortunately, led just about 98% of the race and then kind of lost it right there at the end. Hate to see it, but maybe he can redeem himself at Daytona, as that will be the final race of the regular season for the Racing Revolution. Guys, we will resume here at the Racing Revolution December 21st. And then after that, we'll give you 2 weeks to enjoy time with your family for the holidays. And we'll go ahead and wrap it up from there. Simtrax Broadcasting coming to you live, signing off, and we'll see you guys next week.
It's no secret the real estate market can be a little tricky to figure out. In the Oklahoma City area, you need the experts at the Erhardt Group to guide you. We're one of the top-rated real estate teams in all of Oklahoma. We can help you buy, sell, and invest in real estate. And we've got a dedicated farm and ranch division too. The Erhardt Group for all your Oklahoma real estate needs, and proud to be a sponsor of the Simtrax Racing Broadcast.